Did you know that many of the things that determine how we age are completely within our control? It's true. While genes do play a part, what really shapes our later years is how we live, the habits we keep, the thoughts we allow, and the choices we make every day. But here's the part most people don't talk about. By the time many realize what they should have done, it's often too late to go back and change it. This video is about changing that right now. Today, we're going to uncover 7 powerful truths about aging that most people don't realize until the damage is already done. But if you understand them now, even if you're in your 60s, 70s, or beyond, you can shift the direction of your health, your happiness, and your independence. Stay with me until the very end, because the last truth might be the most surprising and the most life-changing. Let's begin. Truth 1. Aging doesn't start in your body. It starts in your mind. Most people assume aging begins when your back starts aching or your energy starts fading, but that's not really where it begins. Aging often starts in your thoughts. You've probably heard someone say things like, "Oh, I'm too old for that now," or "That ship has sailed," or even, "What's the point at this age?" These statements might seem harmless, but they shape everything: your behavior, your movement, even how your body responds to challenges. Let me tell you about Gloria. Gloria turned 72 last year. She still rides her bike around the neighborhood, volunteers twice a week, and recently joined a dance class. When someone asked her how she stays so active, she said, "I just never told myself to stop." That's the key. The moment you believe you're too old, your body listens. You stop trying, you stop challenging yourself, and that's when real aging begins. So ask yourself, have your thoughts been aging faster than your body? Have you been telling yourself you're too old for things you once loved? Because here's the truth, you're not done unless you decide to be. Truth 2, what you don't use, you will lose. Muscle, memory, independence, even confidence. Muscle, memory, independence, even confidence. The older we get, the more important this rule becomes. Use it or lose it. Let's look at 2 men, David and Harold, both 78. David still wakes up early, walks every morning, carries his groceries, and insists on doing his own yard work, even if it takes longer than it used to. Harold, on the other hand, started relying more on others. His kids encouraged him to take it easy, so he stopped doing the little things: vacuuming, lifting laundry baskets, even walking to the mailbox. At first, it felt like rest. But over time, Harold noticed his legs feeling weaker. His balance got worse. His energy dropped. He began needing even more help. Why? Because when you stop using a part of your body, your brain assumes you don't need it anymore and begins letting it go. But this doesn't just apply to muscles. It applies to your mind too. Don't stop reading new books. Don't stop learning something new. Don't stop asking questions. Your body and brain are like gardens. They thrive when tended. They fade when ignored. So what can you start using again today? Truth 3. Loneliness ages you faster than almost anything else. This one is big and often ignored. It's not just about being alone. It's about feeling alone. And that feeling, especially in older adults, has been linked to faster physical decline, memory loss, and even higher risks of heart disease. Let me introduce you to Lillian. Lillian is 81. Her husband passed 6 years ago, and her children live in other states. For a while, she stayed home, watched TV, and told herself she was just resting. But something shifted when her neighbor invited her to a weekly coffee morning. That one visit turned into many. She made new friends, started attending a storytelling group, and the difference was noticeable. She smiled more. She walked taller. Her energy came back. Human connection isn't just nice to have. It's essential, like water and sunlight to a plant. So here's the question. Are you keeping your world open or slowly shrinking it without realizing? Even one phone call, one lunch, one walk with a friend can start reversing the effects of isolation. You're not meant to go through life, especially this part, alone. Truth 4. Your daily routines are either building you up or breaking you down. We often think big decisions shape our future, but more often, it's the small ones, repeated every day, that determine how we age. Take morning routines, for example. Do you wake up and stretch? Do you eat a nourishing breakfast? Or do you stay in bed longer than you need to, skip meals, and go hours without moving much? It might not seem like a big deal, but these tiny choices stack up. Let's talk about two people again, Joyce and Raymond. Joyce starts her morning with a few light stretches, opens the windows for fresh air, drinks a glass of water, and writes in her journal. It takes her 15 minutes. Raymond? He rolls out of bed around 10 a.m., watches the news, and reaches for a sugar-filled pastry because he doesn't feel like cooking anymore. After a few months of those routines, who do you think feels stronger, more in control, more alive? Aging gracefully isn't about perfection. It's about building simple, positive patterns into your day that send your body the message, I still care. You don't need a strict schedule, but you do need rhythm and a little discipline. Even one small upgrade to your routine, like walking after lunch or limiting late-night screen time, can change how you feel, move, and think. So here's your question. What does your daily routine say about your future? Truth 5. Resting is not the same as recovering. There's a common belief that older adults need more rest. And while that's true in some ways, many confuse resting with recovering. Let's break it down. Resting is passive. Resting is passive. Recovering is intentional. Resting is lying on the couch for hours. Recovering is taking a short nap, drinking water, going for a light walk, or practicing deep breathing to calm your body. See the difference? Too much passive rest, especially without movement or purpose, can actually make you feel more tired. That's because your circulation slows, your joints stiffen, and your brain starts to lose stimulation. I once met a man named Tony, age 80, who told me, "I thought watching more TV would help me relax, but the more I watched, the worse I felt." So he changed his approach. After lunch, instead of sitting, he walked for 10 minutes. In the evening, instead of hours of screen time, he started listening to music or calling old friends. And guess what? He slept better, felt lighter, and even started walking without his cane. Recovery isn't about doing less. It's about doing what your body actually needs to heal and thrive. So if you're feeling tired all the time, ask yourself, are you really recovering or just resting your way into deeper fatigue? Truth 6. Independence isn't just a gift, it's a muscle. And like any muscle, if you stop using it, it weakens. One of the hardest parts of growing older is watching others slowly take over parts of your life. They mean well. Your family wants to help. Caregivers offer assistance. Doctors suggest simplifying things. But here's what often gets lost. Every time someone does something for you that you could have done yourself, even if it takes longer, your independence takes a hit. It starts small. They carry your bag. They open the door. They start deciding when and what you eat. Then one day you realize you're no longer in control of your life. Let me tell you about Irene. She's 84, uses a walker, and lives alone, but she insists on making her own breakfast every day. She folds her own laundry. She even does her own grocery shopping. slowly but surely. Her daughter offered to take over those chores. Irene smiled and said, "If I stop doing these things, I'll forget I can." That's powerful. Being independent isn't about being stubborn. It's about keeping your sense of purpose, your ability to make choices, take action, and stay engaged with the world. And it's never too late to reclaim some of that independence. Ask yourself, what small task have I let go of that I could take back today? Because your independence is like a candle. It burns longer when you protect the flame. Truth 7. Time isn't the most precious thing you have. Attention is. Time is your most valuable resource. But I'm going to say something different, something I've only truly come to understand from talking to people well into their 80s and 90s. It's not time that matters most. It's how you use your attention. Because time passes no matter what, but attention, that's a choice. You can have all the time in the world and waste it worrying about the past. You can live to 100 and spend half of it angry at things you can't change. You can sit in a beautiful home and never see the people who love you. What you focus on, what you give your attention to, shapes your experience of life more than the ticking of any clock. Let me tell you about Walter. Walter, 91 years old, said something that stayed with me forever. "You know what I regret most? It's not the things I didn't do. It's all the moments I was there, but wasn't really present." He spent years with his wife, but worried too much about money. He played with his grandchildren, but kept checking the time. He lived in a quiet, beautiful neighborhood and barely sat outside. When she passed away, when the grandkids grew up, when the house grew silent, that's when it hit him. He had the time, but not the attention. If you're watching this right now, I want to offer you something no doctor, no book, and no expert can give you. A reminder that your attention is sacred. Because what you give your attention to now, at this stage in life, will determine how rich, meaningful, and joyful your days feel. Time is just the container. Attention is what you fill it with. Choose wisely. Thank you for spending this time with us. We look forward to seeing you again soon. And until then, stay strong, stay kind, and never stop choosing to live on purpose.